broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah!
But they are the premier Pacifica show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting heard.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
Oopsie.
That's why it's our show. What's up, Naki?
Oh, it's a good day. I'm excited about our guest this evening because she's famous.
We're gonna do it a little bit different today. We're gonna have our guest first, and then we're gonna get to some of the community announcements and our check-ins, and just it's our show because we're just gonna do it different today.
Yeah, we're gonna do it different. Like, she's done amazing work down in Southern California and beyond, and I'm excited because she's headed here to the Bay Area to do tons and tons of amazing work with Verna Castro and Mary and the whole crew. And I'm just gonna bring on Heidi. Hey, Heidi.
There she is. How you doing, Heidi?
Good.
Good. I'm so grateful. I know you've shared space during COVID and other places, community. You're always in doing community work, which I'm so grateful. And it's a blessing that the community has you and your experience, that you've been, in this community, the Pacific Islander community, for a minute. So if you don't know, this is Heidi Chargualaf-Quenga, and I hope I didn't kill your name, but can you go ahead and give us a brief introduction for people who are living under a rock and don't know who you are?
I'm the executive director of the Kutturan CHamoru Foundation. We are in our 32nd year, and we promote and preserve the Chamorro culture, language, song, dance, and chant, through movement and action. So, we've been around for quite a while. We're the second oldest in the world and the oldest in the continent. So the work has been exciting and ever-changing, but mostly just personally, close to my heart because of all of the kids and all of the families that we affect. So, yeah.
Oh,
I love it. And go ahead, Carl.
I wish, because 32 years, so you didn't start this when you were 2 years old. This must be a lineage thing, right? Like this is this the family affair?
Yeah, so my mother-in-law started the group in 1993, and then she bestowed it to me and Joey, also known as Q, back in 97. So, I've been the ED for quite some time, and we're tuition free. So, the one thing that she asked us to do was never to charge the kids to learn their culture, and Q and I looked at each other like, that's not a good business plan. So we managed all these years through, the crash of the economy to, this crazy administration now. And we've been through it all, including the pandemic. So I don't think we're going anywhere. I think we're good. I think we're solidified.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I've gone through, and in the flyer that I post, I talk about all the work that you're doing, and then arts and HR, and you got your BS in San Francisco business management at SF State. Woo-hoo. And you were at SF State when things were starting to come about, for the Pacific Islanders. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, Q actually started the Pacific Islanders Club, which is like the PISA at State, and I came in the year following, and we just started doing outreach. We started even, a regional Southern California. It was called PUA, Pacific Unity Alliance. So we got together with, San Diego State, UCLA, we go back. But to see it now, right, is even more exciting because there's Pacific Islander student associations all over, including at the junior college levels and stuff like that. So Long Beach State, we're there all the time. Long Beach City, Cypress College down here. So yeah, it's just all of the work that's been going on since, we're voluntold. We're not told what to do. We're just, you need to do it. So get it done is kind of always been the motto. And that we carry our ancestors with us while we do this work. So it's important. So it's important.
Yeah. And there's also now at state the minor ethnic, studies, Pacific Islander ethnic studies minors. That's so awesome.
Yeah. When I was there, we had one class. They had started the one class. So, and actually San Francisco State started as an ethnic studies university. So
it's a good time to be a Pacific Islander. Today, there's a lot of things that weren't there
today and all day and every day.
We talk about, well, first of all, can you share the significance of being bestowed and I don't want to mess this up, but Fafangage title? Yeah, and what that journey looks like for you as a cultural instructor.
Yeah, it was bestowed to me by the inaugural master of Chamorro dance, Francisco Rabon, back in 2019, right before the pandemic hit. And it's not something that you work towards. It's just something where you do the work and you get recognized for the work that you do. So it's a title that only 14, 15 of us actually have. There's only 2 of us in the continent that have that title. The other gal, Rosemary, is in San Diego. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work across the continent and Hawaii, including like FestPac. We both brought, I think I had 35 dancers with me. For FestPac, she had about 10 or 12. So we're just doing the work to make sure and ensure that all kids, have that opportunity. All students of any age have the opportunity to learn their language and hear their language through song, dance, and chant. So, yeah,
that's awesome. And are you finding that there's the kids that are coming to the class are there's more now as time is going, and because like my kids, they don't speak Samoan, but they're so eager to learn the dances and the culture. And are you finding that happening more and more, or is there just a flow?
I mean, we had a large influx this past Mes Chamorro, which is the month that in Guam we celebrate being Chamorro, even though we're Chamorro every day. But we do it out here in Southern Cal, and we had, I think, six dance groups from the West Coast up in Washington all the way down, and also we have a couple of groups in Texas that we work with too. So it's just kind of it just depends really, because we battle like everyone else, soccer and sports and all that kind of stuff. So good thing for us, we're on Sundays, so after church there's plenty of time for you to come and check us out. But our doors are always open, and we're part of a program with the city of Long Beach, so we're able to keep that free to everyone that attends.
So do you see, is it multi-generational now, where you're seeing like people that went through and then their kids and then grandkids? Is that I guess the younger generations, are they picking up the ball and running with it as they age?
Absolutely. I would say, more than 50% of the dancers that I have now are the families we've had for 10 years or more. I have 3 of the original dancers that are board members or have now brought their grandkids. So definitely there's a tie, and there's this second family that happens. But we're definitely we had a great grandmother bring her great granddaughter, so we have technically 4 generations coming to our rehearsals. So seen influxes of, we've been around so long, but I would say there's waves. Like there's these waves every 3-4 years where I'll have 80 to 100 dancers, which is happening right now. But because I have such a large and strong, support system with our volunteers and our board members, it's everything is handled.
That's got to be some affirmation, right? When you see that of like, why am I doing the work? And if I ever question, why am I doing the work? Right there, there's a good example of the outcomes of the work. I know, programming. We're always talking about what do the outcomes look like. The outcome looks like that 4 generations
Yeah.
in an organization in terms of outcomes is awesome. Speaking of which, you're going to be headed up north here very soon. Talk a little bit about that. What's bringing you up our way?
Yeah, so inafandmalik.us, we've done some work with them in the past. We did a lot of work too also with when Guam had a big typhoon. We both, came together and started to do, a large mutual aid, collection and things like that. We've done a couple of festivals up there for them, as well as other organizations in Sacramento, San Roque, which is the patron saint of, a particular village that we celebrated last year was their 50th. So the Bay Area to us is our cousins. Like I'm a product of the Bay. From middle school all the way through college, I went to Marina Middle, and I'm a graduate of Galileo High School. So it's definitely I'm a daughter of the Bay. So, and I'll always be a daughter of the Bay. But it's a program that we do kind of down here. We have it's called Tafanapati, which is a Chamorro cultural immersion camp, and it's tuition free. And we do it at UCLA or at Cal State Long Beach. So I'm taking that Tafanapati and bringing it up to the Bay. It's 5 or 6 workshops through Saturday and most of Sunday. And it's language, it's culture, introduction to, our cultural practices, our cultural, just trying to think of the different things that we're doing, language intro, cultural dance, even like the start of it and how that, can help them to find their way of, their ancestors and their lineage. But it's exciting because we haven't been able to get enough kids down here from the Bay. We had a couple last year, and they're already asking, when are we going to do it again? So I'm able to bring it up to them with Verna and Inaf and Malik's help. So yeah, it's exciting.
I'm excited. I believe I'm going to be there the second day. Just pop in and see the amazing work that you guys are doing with the kids. I know because of that, you've been a trailblazer in the arts, including being the first Pacific Islander awarded California Arts Council Artist in Residence. That recognition is huge, not only for you and your family, but for Pacific Islanders everywhere. What did that recognition mean at the time?
At the time it was building curriculum and getting hours and trying to finish up my degree and working with Guam Communications Network because they used to be here in Long Beach, and just showing that, we as Pacific Islanders do belong in the arts, and that our cultural artifacts and things like that should be on display and should be shared in whatever, medium that it is. So even having the Pacific Island Ethnic Art Museum down here in Long Beach, it's amazing to have Auntie Fran around and all of the artists there, and even just emerging into the different areas of painting. And I mean, just the other day they had a Tongan daughter and mother come from New Zealand, and they did like tapa making and things like that. So it's weaving all of that and bringing it to wherever we can. And bringing it to the Bay is probably one of the most exciting things this year so far that we'll be doing. So
exciting.
Yeah.
It is exciting. It's so exciting. And then what, going back to, sorry, I was so excited when I read your bio about being the first California Arts Council artist in residence. So what will people take away from the 2-day workshop that you'll be doing?
I think they'll have I think they'll have a foundation of where we come from, who they are, And even just having like tangible items, how to introduce themselves in the language, just intro to the different, how to count, even the anthems that we have, even how we're politically, separated, the Guam and the CNMI, but together we're still the Mariana Islands. So it's a little bit of everything. And I wish I had a whole week to do this, because it would be beneficial to everyone, but it's just something we can touch on and hopefully expand on, for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
It's
awesome.
like asking you to pick a favorite child, right? But is there a piece of what you teach that you love more than, I know you love it all, but is there a piece that you love more, a little bit is closer to your heart?
I love teaching our values and our principles and helping them use those as a basis for the rest of their life, to use that as a roadmap. So that's the part that I'm excited about. So one of the workshops would be teaching those principles, helping them understand what they are, how to use them, and how to use them in their everyday lives. So they will build a guma, they'll build a house of their own, and they'll use those principles and choose how to build that guma, because a guma has latte stones, which I'm actually wearing right here. So the latte stones uplift and hold that guma. So each of those pillars, they'll choose a principle on what they believe their guma or their house should hold. So that's one of my favorite workshops to do.
Powerful stuff.
And do you have a favorite Chamorro saying or wisdom that stays with you all the time?
Our slogan, our motto, Gi Kinalem Tenta Tahagui Ihaleta, which translates into, in our movements, we reach for our roots. So no matter what we do, whether it's, advocacy or dancing or, anything, it's knowing and understanding that everything that we do is with our ancestors guiding us, and for not for us here now, but for those who have yet to come is the other part.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's beautiful. I'm always a foodie. Is there a favorite Chamorro dish that you like?
Yeah, I always say my favorite meal is red rice, which is Hinexa Gaga, and Kelaguen. So
oh yes,
chicken manuk. Yeah, so manuk is chicken. So manuk Kelaguen is my favorite. So I can eat that like every day without even thinking about it or blinking twice.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome.
But go to Probetsu. Probetsu has excellent food, excellent Chamorro food. And those guys over there, they do such a great job. We'll be there actually for their liberation in July. Yeah.
Nice. Any locations or restaurants, any sites, places on the hit list while you're in the Bay Area for a short period of time? Is there anything you're going to be able to do for yourself?
Probetsu for sure in San Fran is one of them. Can't think of anything. I mean, definitely there for sure. There's also a seafood spot that I like. Pier 39, but it just brings back memories of when I used to live up in the Presidio. That's where I grew up. So
nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What is coming up for your next? What is your next event when you leave the Bay Area? Because there's tons of stuff happening.
Yeah, just came back from Everett, Washington, was north of Tacoma, about 45 minutes. We did surprised one of the Gumas, one of the dance groups up there who were putting on a workshop. Actually, our Tafanapati, which is our cultural immersion camp, it's in August from the 15th through the 17th. And this year I have Mali'i, which is 13 artists, Chamorro artists from Guam, the CNMI, California, Washington, the Midwest. We're coming together, and they will be conducting all of the workshops for our immersion camp, and then we'll end it with a community activation. So this project will also be headed to Portland, Oregon for the Marianas Festival in August. I think that's on the 22nd and 23rd. So everything is like connected and interconnected. But this is the first time that we actually get to bring in facilitators from Guam as part of the project and part of the Mali project with Dakota Camacho. So, yeah.
Are the participants from Guam, when you reach out to them to bring them in as instructors on the continent, right? Is that a special trip for them? Do they hold that? Do they see the kind of the esteem that they're held in when they come over?
Oh, absolutely. And I think at times, you know, they might not feel as celebrated as they do back home when they come here. Because when they come here, they're like royalty, or they're like celebrities for us, because we know their work and we see their work online, and to be able to work with them individually. You know, some of them are healers, some of them are carvers, some of them are you know, work with medicine and the amut, which is like our healing, you know, plants and things like that. So to do all of that, a couple of them are professors in dance, and some of them are activists back home and up in Washington. So yeah, I think that when they come, it's a whole nother level, because the kids are, you know, looking at them like wanting to know what they're going to teach them or what they're going to get out of the workshop. So initially they're you know, everybody, both sides, is kind of, you know, just shy or whatever. But once they get into it and we read the surveys and they ask like, Auntie Heidi, can you make it longer? We need more days. We need more weeks with you guys. But it's like, you know, funding is tight. So
Yeah.
But it's exciting. It's exciting to connect with our folks back home and bring them out here and work together. Because I mean, we only have each other. So best way to do it is to work together.
Work
Powerful
together.
stuff.
I love that. That's so true. And if people want to get a hold of you, and then of course follow you on Instagram, how do they get a hold of you and your organization to get more information or to get their kids involved?
Our website, of course, KutturanChamoru.org. Facebook and Instagram is Kutturan CHamoru Foundation. But we constantly post, you know, things that are happening. But you can just, you know, direct message us and we'll definitely get back to you. We have a few weddings coming up in the Bay and graduations. So we'll be going up there quite a bit this summer. But yeah, it's easy to get a hold of us, and our doors are always open and welcoming. But we are at Homeland Cultural Center in Long Beach on Sundays at 2:00. So if it's a holiday, we're not there. Otherwise, we're there every Sunday.
Awesome. Well, I don't want to keep you too long. We will see you next month for your 2-day workshop. But thank you so much for joining us this evening, and enjoy the rest of the evening. And we will see you next month.
See you in a couple weeks. Thanks, Heidi.
Thanks, Heidi. Take care.
Oh my gosh, there's a mover shaker.
Awesome. I'm like,
lady.
No, I'm not worthy. She's so awesome. The work that her and her team are doing in Southern California is crazy amazing. Like when I go on my newsfeed, that's all I see is all the work that's SoCal is doing for Pacific Islanders. And so it is good to see. It's good to see her face. And she's so pretty.
Always.
Yeah.
She dropped a new term. She said wet coast for up north in Washington and Oregon. I like that term. I like that.
I'm going to start using
I'm going to use that.
I know. So
you used to live in the wet coast.
Flyer. Of course, we'll post the flyer. And it's happening May 3rd and 4th. Here in the Bay Area. We're so excited to have her come and do a 2-day workshop. If you don't know, sign up. Follow them on social media. I'm blessed and honored to just be able to share space with her virtually, but in a couple of weeks or, less than a month away, I'll be tapping her on her shoulder, bugging her and asking her for picture. So there you go.
More content, another interview. Actually, it'd be great to get a shot of her doing her work and teaching, things
there's
she's
like
really
a million
passionate about.
shots. There's like a million shots of her doing work. Did you want to do community announcements or Or did you have a topic or whatever?
Let's do the community announcements and then we'll go wherever we go. You let me know when it's up and I will start. All right. Atamai Cultural Arts presents the fourth voyage of Atamai Cultural Events, Le'afi, the Fire Within. On April 26th, we honor the spirit of our ancestors, the fire they carried, the legacy they left, and the future we're building together. Le'afi is a call to remember who we are and where we come from.
All right. What do we got next? Oh, Rock the Mic. Rock the Mic is the Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative. Chabot College, Nations Unite, and Ethnic Studies present the 6th annual Rock the Mic Community Wellness happening Wednesday, May 7th, 6 to 8 p.m. at Chabot College Event Center, Building 700. Join them for an open mic night filled with live performances, music, free food, raffle prizes, and more. Follow PI Wellness Initiative on IG for more information.
Nice. The 3rd annual Felofani Festival is happening on Saturday, May 3rd from 1 to 3 p.m. at Philip Sala Burton High School in San Francisco, formerly known as what, Naki?
Wilson.
Celebrate AANHPI month with our youth as they share their culture through dance fellowship and community. This is a free event open to all. Scan the QR code or tap the link in their bio to register.
All right. And this is what we were just talking about with Heidi. It is, okay, don't kill me now. It is in partnership with Kutturan CHamoru Foundation and CHamoru Charity of Northern California. Infomolic US is proud to present Tahita, a 2-day workshop celebrating Chamorro identity through dance, art, language, and community, led by the incredible, we just had her on, Heidi, of Kutturan CHamoru Foundation. Reserve your spot now through the link in infomolic.us bio on Instagram.
Looking forward to that. Let's see. So grab your partner and register for the first annual Pacifica Pico Polo tournament hosted by Pacific Islander Collective San Diego, happening Saturday, May 17th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Mackenzie Creek Park in Chula Vista. This is an all pickleball event featuring raffle prizes from Holo Holo Festival, Island Vibe, Tatao, Island Armor, and Dame Mas Cafeína. To sign up, email pic619@gmail.com or scan the QR code. Don't miss it.
Pacifica Mental Health Conference is a free all-day event led by Pacific Islander mental health clinicians from across the country, and we mean across the country, taking place on May 23rd from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in West Sacramento. I don't want to say the place because people are just going to show up and its registration is closed. While the event is at full capacity, you can join the wait list in case spots open up. Don't miss this powerful gathering focused on mental wellness in our Pacifica community. Contact PI clinicians at outlook.com to be put on the wait list.
And if you are attending that, Dr. Taifa Leava has been one of the forces behind this, and he's on time. So if it says it starts at 8, it's probably going to start.
It starts at 8. Right.
Start at 8. So get
Don't
there.
You snooze, you lose.
The Illuminati Education Gift is here. Apply today. The 16th annual Illuminati Education Gift offers money and gift cards to support your school journey and cash prizes for your mixed media art submission. Don't wait. This is your chance to showcase your talent or get the support you need for school. Click the link in Samoan Solutions bio to apply.
Yay, Illuminati Education Gift. All right. What do we have here? Call for Pacific Islander couples for a research study focused on the unique experience and perspective of Pacific Islander couples. Both partners must identify as Pacific Islander, ages 25 to 65. Share your experience in a confidential setting, and participate in 2 virtual interviews. Compensation provided for your time. To participate, email Yvonne at ymanupuna@student.chaminade.edu. I still didn't sign up. I need to sign up.
You need to get in there. 2025 for $25. Pacifica by Design's first time ever fundraiser campaign. Thank you to Eugene Baker, Yvonne Manupuna, Swana Pahulu, who donated this week, and all that have donated this far. And we got something coming up Saturday, right? In relation to this?
Yeah, some are canceled.
Uh-huh.
But, so we spun the wheel last week, and we picked a winner, name out of all the people that had donated so far. And Karasoma La'a won to go snacky with Nacky with us. And so he asked to reschedule, not this Saturday, but another time. So we will go. So the round is still going. You're still able to donate 50 cents. And then whatever we collect at the end of the round, I think I said we were at $480.50. That's what we'll be tipping our server when we go to Snacky. So I'm looking forward to that.
How can you win a trip with Snacky with Nacky like Soma has?
Oh, well, you can't anymore, but
No,
if you like to donate, I think next month we're giving away a hoodie, a hoodie. So we'll put your name in the
spinner
raffle wheel again at the end of next month, and at the end of next month, if we pick your name, you'll win a hoodie. And you can scan the QR code on our flyer or go to our Instagram and scan the code there.
And who doesn't need another hoodie?
And who doesn't need another hoodie?
You always need another hoodie.
You always. I love hoodies. I love hoodies. So there you go.
You got to. So sometimes there's stuff like in my closet that's stuff I haven't worn in a long time. Some of them hoodies. You kept a red hoodie for a long time, hadn't worn it until when? When did you first pick up that red hoodie and put it back on?
We had Pacifica Family Feud this past Friday. It was Malanga by Healing, put on by all my Usos, and there was Team Red and Team Blue. And they said in your email, wear your team colors and your organization's logo. And so I found an old Poly by Design hoodie, red.
You notice, Snack, you said Poly by Design, not Pacifica by Design. That is originally what we had started out as. So that's how old that hoodie is.
Yes.
And me and Mo went in red too. Like we and then there are some people on your team that were blue. They're wearing blue.
Team red. So it was okay. So Team Blue, they won. But like that fucking thing went on forever. Like
it was long. It was.
But it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And Family Feud is harder than I thought. Because when you're at home, you're all relaxed. Oh, I have time to think of the answer. When you're up there and you're under pressure and you're under the gun, I was like, oh my God, like if you notice like the first couple of questions, Team Red was like, no, nothing. We were getting X left and right because I couldn't come up with the response. I had to calm down. And then we started kicking butt.
Yeah, there was a period of time, probably like 2012, 13, 14, that the company I worked at, that was like the big, like we had the same thing. We had the buzzers and the scorekeeper and the host and everything. So like our big meetings, we did Family Feud way too much. But what I learned was exactly the same thing. When I was on the team, I was like, yeah, okay. And it's almost easier to be the person up there doing the buzzer because it's yay or nay, and then you go back and then you've got a long time till you go. Yes. I found out same thing. I was like, this isn't fun at first. Like at first it's just nerve-wracking. But then it's fun.
It was so much fun. So it was 12 nonprofit organizations, a person from each organization, so 6 and 6. Fatasi was on Team Red, PBD, of course, Samoan Solutions. Yeah. Dr. Sai, SEDC, Aisha, Auntie John, and PJ, and then on the other side was Chica and Essence Amana, Pee Wee,
Lena.
Regional PI Task Force, all my Usos, and Pitt, Pacific Islands together. It was so much fun. But the pressure to answer the questions before the X hit you, woo,
One of the questions that they ask, and they're all fun questions, and they were PI related or funny, right? So one of them was fill in the blank. Don't touch my, and immediately I was like, oh, I know what Naki's going to say, because you were like second in line. And so they went through, and when Naki got the mic
first,
when you got the mic, I was like, I know 100% what she's going to say, and you didn't let me down. What was it? Don't touch my
booty. Don't touch my and that, ding. Of course it's
and
on
it
the
counted. There you go.
Right. And then one of the questions was like, what is one of the Pacific Islander foods that's bad for you or something like that?
What's the worst PI
worst
meal or PI food?
Right. And I think somebody said balsami. That ain't up there. That's people.
That was like one of the first answers. I was like, dang.
All right. We won with the horse. We won. Our answer was horse. And
somebody said pikaki too. Like there was
pikaki was up there too.
Pikaki was up there. There was a couple where people I could see in the audience are like, what? Why is that up there?
Like pikaki was up there, and Dr. Sai was like, I love pikaki. What are you talking about? So
I heard in the back when the Palusami answer came, I heard behind me, I didn't even turn around who it was. They're all, no, girl.
No, that ain't up there. That ain't up there. But we had so much fun, and I'm looking forward to going to the next one, if they have a next one.
Yeah, they're fun. They're nerve-wracking though. When you're playing it, it
was hard. I don't want to play it. I don't want to be the contestant next time you're going. If they do it again and they ask PBD, you gonna go, because I was like, oh my God, and then you're in front of like, I don't know, 100 people, and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna see how stupid I am.
It filled up. It wasn't that full when you started, but by the time you guys finished, man, there was a lot of people there. God. And that game went like 4 rounds or something.
We went through everybody, and then I thought it was over, and then we had one, and then it went again, and then it was starting to go again. I was like, oh, are we gonna go home or what?
I thought there was going to be the speed round, so I was doing the math going, we finished this and do a speed round, we ain't leaving here till like 9:30.
Yeah, but it was still good. It was so much fun. And then the next day we had to get up early and get across to the San Mateo Event Center, because you and I were the MCs for the 4th annual Pacifica Steam Fair.
Steam Fest, not STEM
the 4th
Fest.
Annual
Steam
Bay
Fest.
Area Steam Fair. Science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Over 1,200 people were there.
Yeah. So what's funny is we started emceeing this, and I don't know, there was a few hundred people. Like when that room was filling up before, I was like, gosh, there's 1,000 people here. Holy smokes. What a great time. And it's always so fun to see the kids just so engaged. I mean, the kids were
lots of raffles, like lots of prizes were given out if you had filled out your passport in the yellow zone. Please come to the red table on the left of the stage. I don't know how many times I said that, because there was so many prizes.
After a while, they came up to us and they're like, can you say it again? Can you tell? And we're like, we're just going to say this throughout the thing, because we said it like 2 or 3 times, and then we kind of paused on it, and then one of the runners came up and they're like, they're asking you to repeat that. And I was like, let's just, maybe not every time we come out here, but
it was so
man, that
Matt
was,
and Lola and the whole Pie Fest team, they did they did it again. I mean, they just keep topping themselves every year. Like the first year was like they just thought 200-300 people. It was like 600 people had registered, and they could only take so many. And then, the second year, same thing. Third year, it was like 600 to 800 people. And then this year, 1,200 people registered. Like, that's crazy to me.
More than 1,200 people showed up.
Yes, most definitely more than 1,200 people showed up. Most definitely. But there was lots for the kids to do. A million raffles. There was a million things to give away, because at one point we had stopped and just gave away 17 things at a time, because we were doing like 3, 5, 5, and then time was going. We're like 17. The next week went up 17.
We did the math of like, how many minutes do we have left? How many prizes do we have left? Yeah. We're going to catch up right here.
Yeah.
But it just, I mean, what it great also problem to have.
Some time to take a break. And
yeah, I gave people a break. It was a good time. It's always a good time. And I said that at the end, this is going to change lives. There's going to be kids that walked around in those things, maybe this year, last year, whatever, and then something's going to pique their interest. Yeah. And you think about, how much income isn't everything, but it's a lot, right? Somebody in a STEM career makes over a third more than the average American, right? Yes. So that's just a different standard of life.
There's
and the kids that are raised, the kids that are raised that way are going to see that, and they're probably going to. So that, I mean, there are generations that are being changed by this event that they're having every year for free.
It was a great event. I'm looking forward to next year. It's crazy. They fed everybody, they entertained everybody. I mean, I feel like everybody got a prize.
They gave away,
walked out with something.
Right.
You
probably almost 100 prizes. There was an iPad. They gave away a new generation iPad. Crazy.
Ask a professional iPad. Professional iPad. It was such a great day. From 1 to 5, we were at the San Mateo Event Center. And if you've been to the event center, it's huge. So
what's nice though?
It did fit 1,200 people.
What's nice is this is the first year, right? So we've all, not all, but a lot. If you've been to the San Mateo Event Center, like for the Pacific Islander Day or the county fair, there's so much. The parking lot is filled up. For this, you could park right up front, because that's built to have thousands of thousands and thousands of people to be at the county fair. There's not. There's like 1,500, 1,800 people. Everybody parked up front. Like the parking was amazing.
Was amazing. So, I mean, we seen PICP there. We seen Asian American Recovery Services, Essence Amana, Regional Pacific Islander Task Force. Who else did we see? SF True, San Francisco Tongans Rise Up. SALT donated a bunch of the
tablets.
Thank you for that. That's awesome. So a lot of community, I mean, there was tons and tons of community organizations. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. Sensory, who is always there every year. I seen them. Levasa was there making t-shirts. So Eri was donating his time. It was awesome.
With 2 cultural performances this time. There were
there were cultural performances. I loved it. It was awesome. I can't.
There's a Tongan group from Sacramento, and then
Villa Dolorosa Youth. Their church donated. So it was so good. It was beautiful, and I'm sure next year there's going to be more dance groups, and so there you go. It was just a lot. But my allergies are fucking me up.
Oh my gosh, killing me. Until it gets hot. When it gets hot, like stupid hot, when we're complaining about it, my allergies go away. But this spring, when it's like 80 degrees or whatever, all day long.
Well, and then
sniffling,
I can't
stop
hear.
that.
I have an ear infection. Went to doctors today. They're like, I have an ear infection like every other month. So if you say, "Hey, Naki," and I don't say anything, don't get butthurt. I can't hear.
Or she
I,
doesn't like you.
no, I can't hear. I have an ear infection. So if I see you, you gotta tap me on my shoulder and say, "Hey, girl," because if you're from across the room screaming at me, I can't hear you. I got ear infection. Lots of concerts went on this weekend. I did see that Chris New and K Nova was there at the PI, the fourth annual Bay Area Pacifica
Steam
Steamboat.
Fest.
Him and his kids, him and his wife and kids. He's so nice. He came up to say hello. Everybody did. I mean, but he's a big,
He's a somebody. Yeah.
he's an artist, big artist. It was a lot. It was a great event. So, and which made it a great weekend. And then Sunday, like Saturday after we left, I was so exhausted. I crashed out right when I got home.
Took a nap on the way home.
Yeah.
I got tired and had to pull over and take a nap.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't fall asleep while you were driving home. So there you go. So Snacking with Naki is still going on round 30. We will be going to lunch with Carousel Mala'a either next weekend or soon.
We're gonna
And then what's that?
We're gonna need to pick a date.
Yeah. And then our 2025 for 25 PBD fundraiser is going on all year. I know it's gonna irritate you at some point. I don't care. A lot of we'll be giving away a lot of great stuff. So if you can donate $25, we have stuff every month. So there you go.
Good stuff.
That's the good stuff. Good stuff. And we're grateful for the people who have already donated. So thank you so much. And thank you for tipping 50 cents to Snacking with Naki. I appreciate it. I think that's it for now. That's all I got.
That's plenty.
That's a lot. Thank you again to Heidi for joining us this evening. I appreciate her, your time. We appreciate your time because it takes a lot to, square off like 20 minutes of your crazy day to stop and chit chat. Like you've got to make a point to come on. So I see you, girl. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's it for us. We're here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Come back to FICA with us.
Love y'all.